those songs. I know I saw you sing along. I saw you guys sing along. Amazing, amazing. I guess we could do a little bit of Q&A. Does anyone have any questions for me?
So, how old were you when you first got started, and what blew your mind, or who did you see that made you feel like, you know what, this is what I want to do?
Oh, when I first started drumming, I was only 9 years old. And the thing that got me into that was because bit of a hyper kid back then. But growing up, a big influence of mine was Travis Barker. I listened to all of his music, and I grew up with punk music, which is why most of my set was punk music, and most of my covers are punk music. That's just what I resonate with the most. Now, influences of mine would be Annika Niles, if any of you guys are familiar. Matt McGuire, just because he's like the goal. He was a YouTuber, and then all of a sudden he's in the Chainsmokers. So that's just, I think, everyone's goal. And I've been playing for about 14 years now, and I'm still rocking on them. So yeah, I don't plan on giving up anytime soon. Thank you, thank you. Any other questions?
What punk bands influenced you the most?
I was really into Green Day growing up. I guess they're punk, right? They're punk. And also, I don't know if they're really punk, but Fall Out Boy. I played a lot of Fall Out Boy growing up. Those were probably my top two as a young drummer, because I felt like I could play those songs, so I just jammed. Tuesday, and I haven't posted yet. You have to post something, even if it's a picture, or it could just be like a day in the life thing. It doesn't always have to be drum related or career related. You could just be like, hey, what's up guys? I'm going to get my nails done. People love that stuff, so just keep posting. YouTube especially, you have to be really consistent with YouTube. So that's my number one tip. You, right there. Yeah.
How often do you
Coming on this tour was good for me because I forced myself to play every single day for like 2 hours. But on a regular day or a regular week, I actually barely pick up my sticks just because I'm so busy working like the business side of all of it. So that stinks, unfortunately. But when I come back from this tour, I'm gonna make sure I set aside like genuine practice time. I would like to do 2 hours a day.
Listen to that, Izzy.
Yeah, listen to me, practice.
Listen to her.
And then, hanging out with friends. I like building things. I'm just like a hands-on person. So I do a lot of 3D puzzles as well. So those are really cool. I built a whole safe, a working safe that I put money in out of wood, and it works. So yeah, that's one of my hobbies. Anyone else?
Do you ever experiment with any other styles or techniques, like the ever-dying traditional grip or jazz or those types of things? You ever just
I played traditional grip for about 1 minute of my whole entire life. I personally don't really understand it. I'm self-taught. I've never even taken drum lessons. So I think for traditional grip, I would have to genuinely be taught, because I've just messed around. And for my style of playing punk songs, there's absolutely no reason that you should be holding the sticks that way. That would be really hard to do fast fills. I mean, I know it's still possible, but there's no point for me with that. But changing genres, I actually do that when I hit a wall, when I am just burnt out. It resets my brain and it makes me think of things differently. So that gets me out of my funk, and then I make my way right back to what I usually do. But I will experiment with that when I am just stuck in my playing.
How did it feel doing this, the third movement of Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata, and also how did it feel working with Angel Vivaldi?
Working with Angel is awesome. He's the best guy ever. He's so funny. For those of you who aren't familiar, he's a guitar player, one of the most talented guys I know. Him along with Cole Rowland.
Yeah.
They're beasts. I don't understand how their fingers can move that fast. Working with them was great. The Beethoven song was the hardest song I've ever worked on in my life. I spent a full month, 6 hours a day, just doing double bass pedal work, because I had to genuinely teach my body how to move that fast. And now, if you ask me to play it, I can't, because I haven't kept up that practice, which stinks. I should probably get back into that routine. But that song was the hardest thing I've ever attempted to learn, have learned. I never want to play it ever again. It hurt. And filming those videos, we had to film it, because for each take, we had to do about 8 takes. But that was a tough one. Anyone else?
How was it switching from Speed Cobras to DW9000?
You know, the switch actually didn't affect me as much as I thought it was going to. The biggest difference was Speed Cobras have the long pedal and DWs don't, which I just found out that you can upgrade to get the long pedals on the DWs. So I'm probably gonna do that just because I like the long footboard, even though my feet are super tiny anyway. But yeah, it wasn't that much of a difference. I still have my Speed Cobras on my old kit that's like in a separate rehearsal space. So I play. I don't notice that much of a difference for me.
Cool.
Anyone else? No? Going one?
Yeah.
Oh, right here.
We've been watching you
I'll deal with it
forever on
though.
YouTube.
Thank you.
Since she's here, you figured.
I met you too at NAMM.
Yes.
My mom, right?
It's not gonna stop the
Gives
fees.
you a lot of freedom.
Okay, cool.
Like whatever you want, whenever you
I
want.
cut it.
Have you ever played in a band, or would you consider joining a
Okay.
band in the future?
So they
The
worry
reason
about
why I'm
those
on
live
YouTube is
fees.
because I was never in a band. I got tired of just waiting around for people to put me in their band. So I'm just like, hey, I could do this solo work. I would love to play with other musicians. It gets lonely just like playing by myself in my room all the time with a camera in front of me. So I would like to jam with other people. So definitely if a band comes my way, I would like to consider that opportunity at least. But yeah, I've just been doing solo work just because I haven't been in a band.
How long does it take you to edit your videos and to fully upload to YouTube?
I usually do everything in one day. I record, edit, and post in one day. Editing the audio takes a few hours. The video is the easiest part to edit, just because I have it so down with my system. Like I edit the color in like 5 seconds, because you have to edit color when you're doing video. Number one tip, if you're editing video, you have to edit the color. Just do basic color correction. But editing audio and video maybe altogether takes 6 hours. So filming days are intense just because I like to do everything in one day. So I'll start 7 a.m. and I don't usually end until 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Anyone else? Last chance.
Craziest thing that's happened to you while you've been playing in front of people?
I don't actually play in front of people that often. Playing a Gretsch event for a bunch of guitarists, and I was playing the drums, and out of the corner of my eye, side stage, someone had a sign that said, "Will you marry me?" There's a really funny picture of my reaction of that, because I just started laughing, so that was probably the craziest thing. Yeah. Anyone else?
How much did all of your cameras and like recording equipment cost?
Oh man. I don't have a number. I've bought so much gear throughout the years. Like I started small with just a pink digital like Nikon camera. That was back in the day, I don't know, $100. And then slowly over the years, I just keep upping my equipment. When I want to buy a new camera, I sell one of my old ones, so it's not like I'm just putting out a lot. But there's really no number amount. Just save up, do some job work. Actually, fun fact, I used to have a lemonade stand, and that's how I saved up some of my money. So have a lemonade stand. But yeah, there's really no monetary number, just because so much gear, there's so much different cameras, so many different microphones, everything varies in price, so just get what you can afford, and you don't need much to record drum covers or anything. You really don't need much.
What program would you recommend for someone who wants to do what you do as far as editing goes?
Editing?
Yeah.
I edit through Mac, and I use Logic Pro for the audio and Final Cut for video, but it's just as good as using the free programs, GarageBand and iMovie. My versions are you just have a few more features, but you can totally do exactly what I'm doing with the free programs. Anyone else? Yeah?
What is your most favorite song that you've played?
Ooh. You know what? Even though I just said a lot of negative things about the Beethoven song, I'm gonna say the Beethoven song was my favorite just because I pushed myself and I worked harder than I've ever worked, and I genuinely loved the video that came out. So the hardest song I've ever done is my favorite song.
Same here. That's my favorite.
There you go. What's yours? Or is it the Beethoven for me?
Beethoven, yeah.
Nice. Thank you.
All right, one more question. I want to get Frank out here.
One more. Someone ask a juicy one.
How did you get to be a Zildjian artist, and also what draws you to like the A customs versus like the A's or the K's or any of that stuff?
I actually went through their website, and they have like those sound recordings that you can just listen to each symbol. I just went through every single symbol, and I just happened to be picking all of the A customs, including the China, which not a lot of people play A custom Chinas, which I'm very surprised. I love their A custom China. And starting to work